Welcome and thank you for joining our Sanctuary community and celebration. Sanctuary Church is a 508c1a faith-based organization. Our faith in sacred mushrooms stems from prehistoric use by our ancestors and personal experiences of our modern members. Psilocybin mushrooms are one of the greatest sacraments that nature offers, raising our awareness so that we can access a direct connection to the source of life. It is our sincere belief that the consumption of psilocybin-containing mushrooms is a communion which brings us closer to what is commonly called God. We understand this concept as pure consciousness, which permeates all being. This pure consciousness is, we believe, the ineffable source of creation and the origin of health and well-being. One second while I admit some people. We're having to manually admit people.
I've been admitting them, Stephen. I don't know if it's just taking a minute. It says that.
Oh, okay. Good enough.
I got it.
Fantastic. Thank you. All right. Our vision and mission at Sanctuary is to live in a world with supportive and joyful communities, empowered to discover our own divinity with sacred mushrooms and each other. We are bringing people together for healing and connection to divine revelation through communion with sacred mushrooms. We ask you to mute your mics if you're not muted already. The 30-minute service portion of our gathering is being recorded and will be posted on YouTube for community viewing. We'll begin with a short guided meditation, followed by 2 readings to facilitate your journal prompt and the discussion following service. Prior to the 90-minute discussion, we'll invite one of our community leaders to share some sanctuary announcements, updates, and FAQs. We invite you now to find a comfortable space where you can settle in and be present as we begin our service. I now invite Elena to lead us in a short meditation.
Thank you. Good morning. Please settle into a comfortable position and gently close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Another long, deep breath into your belly and exhale through your mouth, relaxing any tension in your body. Now imagine in your mind's eye that you're outside just after sunset. A serene forest surrounds you, silhouettes of tall, dark trees contrasting against a fading, dark purple sky. A few stars peek out high above. You find yourself sitting comfortably around a warm, golden campfire. Around you is a rather large circle of others. You can faintly see some familiar faces around you, each illuminated by the fire at the center of the circle. You feel the flickering flames casting a comforting warmth on your face, chest, and your legs. You breathe in deeply, inhaling the rich, earthy aroma of the fire. Exhaling, noticing the sound of crackling embers. Picture beneath you where you're sitting, under your feet, under the soft pine floor, a vast network of beautiful mycelium. Envisioning them branching out, silently working to support the entire forest, to support us in our work. Feel the shared energy of our community, grounding and connecting in this sacred space together. You feel peace and unity, perhaps smiling as you meet the gaze of those nearby you. Now focusing solely on your breath, inhale deeply for 4 counts. And exhale slowly for 6. Reflect on anything you may have carried here that no longer serves you. Anything you don't need right here, right now. Picture it. Release it gently into the fire if you feel ready, allowing the flames to transform and purify. Inhale, a renewed sense of lightness. And exhale, releasing any remaining tension or thoughts. May you carry the warmth and peace of this moment with you as you gently open your eyes in 3, 2, 1. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Elena. Before we move into our readings, and while we are still in this mindful centered space, I invite you all to place our hands on our heart as we take a few moments to send loving intention to our sacrament and to all who cultivate or consume these sacred mushrooms. Without these gifts of our Creator and the communion of our members, this community would not exist. The healing brought on by our sacrament is not limited to the times when we consume the mushroom, but extends into all aspects of our lives and spreads like the mycelium around our world. It is through intention and attention that we call forth the healing powers of the mushroom and the community that we have formed around it. Let us use our ever-expanding awareness to bring greater peace and healing to our world. Let us radiate gratitude from our hearts to our Creator, to our community, and to those who cultivate our sacrament. For these gifts impart healing to those who commune with love and sincerity. In cultivating and consuming the sacrament, we become aware of the oneness of life, the knowing that we live in all things and that all things live in us. Let us apply this understanding to all of our relationships and aid us in our journey as members of the human family. Thank you, everyone. And a special shout out to the IFS group who's having a retreat up in Lexington this weekend. Our rotating text today was selected by our founding community minister, Eric Osborne, and comes from the book Stoicism and Art of Happiness. I invite our volunteer, Chris, to read the passage aloud.
Thank you, Stephen. Stoicism and the Art of Happiness, Practical Wisdom for Everyday Life by Donald Roberson, Chapter 4. What is the discipline of desire? Why should we accept whatever befalls us in life? And what did the Stoics mean by this? What's the difference between this and just giving up and resigning ourselves passively to bad things? These questions are addressed by the first of Epictetus's 3 Stoic disciplines: the discipline of desire, orexis, and aversion, eklysis. It might also be described as the discipline or therapy of the passions because it involves the prevention or remedy of unhealthy desires and irrational fears. We often refer to it, therefore, as the discipline of desire or therapy of the passions. According to Epictetus, the goal of this discipline is not to be frustrated in our desires, nor to fall into what we would avoid, our aversions. And this is achieved by learning to embrace our fate with equanimity. This philosophical attitude towards events is encapsulated in one of the following maxims: seek not for events to happen to you Seek not for events to happen as you wish, but rather wish for events to happen as they do, and your life will go smoothly. Enchiridion 8. This passage seems to be alluding to the serenely smooth-flowing life that Zeno originally defined as the goal of Stoicism, which is one sense of living in agreement with nature.
Thank you, Chris. Please take out your journals and pens for 5 minutes of reflection, utilizing the following prompt. In what areas of your life are you seeking events to happen as you wish? How might your experience change if you were letting them happen as they do? I'll now set my timer for 5 minutes. Okay, we've got just about 1 minute left to wrap up your thoughts. Okay. Sorry about that. The paradoxical nature of life and its mysteries are best experienced through the ineffable space we find in our communion with the mushroom. For more than 2,000 years, the Tao Te Ching has provided guidance and instruction for exploring the paradox of existence. It is for this reason that we employ the Tao Te Ching as our primary sacred text and invite all to study it further as you delve deeper into the mystery of life. I now invite Carla to read today's Tao Te Ching chapter aloud.
Good morning. Tao Te Ching. Translation by John C.H. Wu, chapter 67. All the world says that my Tao is great, but seems queer, like nothing on earth. But it is just because my Tao is great that it is like nothing on earth. If it were like anything on earth, how small it would have been from the very beginning. I have 3 treasures, which I hold fast and watch over closely. The first is mercy. The second is frugality. The third is not daring to be first in the world. Because I am merciful, therefore I can be brave. Because I am frugal, therefore I can be generous. Because I dare not be first, therefore I can be the chief of all vessels. If a man wants to be brave without first being merciful, generous without first being frugal, a leader without first wishing to follow, he is only courting death. Mercy alone can help you win a war. Mercy alone can help you defend your state. For heaven will come to the rescue of the merciful and protect him with its mercy. Thank you.
Thank you, Carla. I invite James to share announcements about upcoming events and offerings.
Oh my goodness, I have one second. I'm so sorry. I clicked exactly the wrong button and it disappeared from me. I have it though.
All right.
There it is. All right. Announcements. Our virtual circles and workshops are open to non-members for a suggested $5 donation and remain open at no cost for official members. Virtual offerings this week include Monday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 12:30 Pacific, Directors Open Office Hours. Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 3:30 Pacific, Internal Family Systems. Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 4:30 p.m. Pacific, Psilocybin and Sobriety. Saturday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, 7:30 a.m. Pacific, Sanctuary Book Club. Please register and find Zoom links on our events calendar on psanctuary.org. Applications for our Spring Women's Subtle Sacrament program close tonight at midnight. Joining this program gives you access to Subtle Sacrament 101 course and ordination assessment, a flexible and intuitively based communion framework, 8 weeks of lively group coaching calls, weekly online sacrament communion reports reviewed by your group facilitator, Courtney Rose, private video chat group for all other women in the program, sacrament for communion during the 8 weeks. Find the link to register on our Sanctuary Minister program page and in the member benefits section of your member portal. And then this Wednesday, Christina Roundtree and Amy Hyde will be leading our in-person Mind-Body-Soul Connection Circle at Clifton Universalist Unitarian in Louisville, Kentucky. At this circle, we will offer space and guidance for gentle, intentional movement, Reiki, sound bath healing, meditation, journaling, and sharing. This circle is donation-based and open to all members of our community, membership not required. Please register via our events calendar on sanctuary.org.
Thank you, James. If you are not yet a member and are interested in joining our community of over 400 official members, you may begin the onboarding process by visiting sanctuary.org. Like the mycelial network we seek to emulate, Sanctuary relies on the support and resources of our community while giving back health and wholeness to the same. We seek to create a nationwide and eventually global community that contributes to the healing of humanity. Your support is incredibly valuable as we grow and even after we are established. Becoming a member gives you access to our private official member chat server via the Discord app, minister ordination programs, our network of sacrament cultivators, sacrament services facilitated by our friends and family and community ministers, discounted community offerings, and so much more. I now invite Nancy to announce our new members this week.
Good morning. We have 9 new members representing 6 states. David from Kentucky, Jessica from Ohio, Robert from New York, Rose from Kentucky, Cecilia from Maine, Kim from Vermont, Branda from Oklahoma, Kim from Kentucky, and Bridget from Kentucky. Welcome, everybody.
Thank you, Nancy. Welcome, everyone. I now invite Honor to share this week's Sanctuary update.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the new members. I'm myself and Christina. We started a virtual meeting every other week on Thursday evening, 7:30 Eastern, called Psilocybin and Sobriety in quotation marks. And that came about because we both had a history in 12-step recovery, and psilocybin, at least for me initially, the use of psilocybin proved to be a bit problematic. So that's sort of where it started out. Anyone who's got a history in recovery or substance abuse disorder or behavioral addictions, there's a lot, especially if your self-esteem is built on being, abstaining. Engaging in those behaviors or using those substances can be, or anything that feels like one of those substances can be, feel like can bring out a lot of shame. It can create shame in the community, the recovery community. And this is what we're trying to address. The description of our group starts out as, what does it mean to be clean and sober? We're not, or to abstain, as I said, from behavioral addictions. We're not there to answer that question for you, but we would like to, as a community, come together to help you answer that question for yourself. So we welcome anyone who, if you have a history in traditional recovery, that's fine. If not, that's fine too. If you are currently struggling with self-harming behaviors, we offer support. We are not a 12-step group or recovery program, but we hope to be there as a supportive, as I said, a supportive community for anyone who is struggling with that. And for those who love someone who is struggling with that. And I would like to, at this point, we haven't really discussed it yet, but it is sort of an evolving, living thing, this group. And I would like to, in future, focus a little bit more on how psilocybin has either affected those behaviors that you might have struggled with in the past, or continue to struggle with. So I hope to be doing some of that, because psilocybin can be a source of like I want to say, it could be, on the one hand, create stress and anxiety around your recovery. At the same time, it could be helpful and therapeutic and help you achieve that spiritual connection that can help you avoid those self-destructive behaviors. So it has this conflicting, in my opinion, sort of a conflicting, or can have sort of a conflicting role in your life. So that's something I'd like to focus on more in future. So everyone is welcome, and we what is said there stays there in the meeting. So we consider it confidential. Please stop by. I believe we are meeting this Thursday evening, 7:30 Eastern on Zoom, and the link, you can find a link on the community calendar. So I hope I've said enough, but not too much.
Thank you, Honor. Thank you. And we've come together with intentions of service to the land and all its inhabitants. It is in our hearts to go forth into the world with the collective consciousness. We encourage you to stay for continued fellowship and conversation around our readings today. For those unable to stay, we thank you for being with us and wish you a great week ahead. As we further our conversation, please remember that all perspectives are welcome as we search for the spiritual truth that unites us all. Please remember that we are not a medical or therapeutic organization. Statements made by the moderator or members of Psanctuary are their own. We are here discovering and exploring along with you. Thank you, and I will now turn it over to Eric as soon as I stop recording.